Man, I got to tell you, I'm no expert on this particular thing I'm getting ready to talk today about, and you guys know this. And you guys know this about me, but I thought I sat down and I wrote out these things. Top 15 things for a better relationship. We know having a relationship with a Filipina can actually enhance your health or be detriment to your health, just like you can with any person, male or female. Building and maintaining a healthy relationship takes effort and commitment, both partners. Here's 15 things, ideas, and things. Number one on the list I put on here's communication. Open and honest communication is the key to a healthy relationship. It's important for everybody to listen to each other and have their thoughts and feelings. And they do it on a regular basis, not just one or two times. Number two on the list I put on here trust. Trust is the foundation for a healthy relationship. It's important to be trustworthy. And the same thing goes, you have to trust your partner, you have to trust what he or she does, and you have to really, really depend that trust is the way it's going to be. Because somewhere along, if you don't have that, if you can't trust, your relationship is doomed. You have to trust. Of course, number three on the list, number one thing I think, and number three on the list is respect. You got to respect each other. You got to respect each other's opinions, the boundaries, values. Is very essential in a healthy relationship. If you don't respect their opinions, if they're speaking their opinion about something and always over talking them and always going on and on and on, your relationship's not going to go forth. A lot of times where a lot of people falter is when either or is trying to control the other person. And don't give them respect and honesty. And it just dooms the relationship. We're talking about this with a friend of mine, and he said, what are things that for a healthy relationship? And they gave me an idea to do a video. Equality. Both partners should share an equal say in any kind of any decisions you have to make. Because if you don't have that, you don't have anything. Before I make a decision, I ask her. Before she makes a decision, she asks me. You have to have that. If you don't have that simple thing of equality, it's really because if it's one-sided, the other person's not going to be happy. They're going to eventually leave in time. And of course, quality time. If you don't spend quality time together, doing things together which you both enjoy, it's important to maintain a strong connection. Even yesterday, Ruth and I riding on the bus, we had a strong connection. We had a good bonding time. We were together. We couldn't really do anything but talk. We couldn't do anything but sit on the bus. We couldn't do anything, couldn't be on the phones because we're up and down the mountains. So what is wrong with that? It's a positive thing. We talked and we had good bonding time. Quality bonding time. Very, very important. If you don't have that, and we felt the connection, just like we always do. Okay, support. We got to support each other, of course. Being there for each other, offering emotional, practical support is important also. If your wife or your husband wants to go do something they feel like they need to do, and maybe you really don't agree with it, you still have to support them. It's like, I'll give you an example. The other day, Ruth bought this window machine, and I said, I'm thinking it's not going to do it very well at all. I'm saying, well, I'll support you in any decision you make. If you feel like it's something you want to do, I stand behind you. So we talked about it, and we ordered it, and they came and installed it. And honestly, it was the best decision that we've made in a long time because it is a unit that keeps on making money even when you're sleeping. If there's a party going on, everybody's getting the window because not everybody has internet all the time. And this internet here is 300. So, and it's on solar 24/7. So power's out, they still have power. So it really makes a difference in things like that. So I supported her, and she was right. Okay, empathy. You got to understand each other for empathies, each other's feelings. It's important to understand each other's feelings, and they're building that intimacy and that bond between the two people. It's very important for that, because if you don't have that empathy for each other, can you imagine what a relationship that would be? Of course, intimacy. Got to have that. If you can't take intimacy lightly. You got to take it as it comes. If there's a physical, emotional intellectual intimacy also. It doesn't have to be intimacy with closeness and bonding, because the older you get, sometimes that intimacy may not be exactly what it was when you're 18, but sometimes emotionally, physically, meaning the physical connection, physical bonding. It's affection, intellectual talk, things like that. Ruth and I started our relationship, that we started these certain things that we decided that we would do for each other if we felt each other like if we're off track. And so now she asked me, "Are you okay? And is everything okay with you? And are you doing okay?" And then I would say, "Yeah, I'm doing good." And she said, "Okay, any problems you're having?" I'd tell her no, and I would do the same to her. And a lot of times that intimacy, that closeness, the bond, you can actually talk to that person and tell them your feelings. Forgiveness, being able to forgive each other. If someone makes a mistake, you're going to have that. You're going to have something that they're not going to grieve in. Everybody's going to make mistakes. You've got to forgive your other partner. Ruth and I talked about that, and we have a friend at church that just will not forgive. They make a mistake, and it's like they hold that person. They're married to the end on that thing. You've got to forgive each other. If you're holding a grudge, you're holding something, man, that's something you're just going to be doomed with for a long time. You have to really, being able to forgive each other is a very important key. Compromise. Be willing to compromise in the middle ground. The same thing goes with that. Go back to that box out there. If I didn't compromise and say, okay, it was a good thing, and I compromise saying, well, you know what? It's okay. We'll spend the money on it, whatever money, and we'll see if it does, and it's fine. Even if it's not fine, it's okay, and it's something that is fine for. It's fine. Honesty is the best policy. Holding trust, being honest with each other, maintaining a healthy relationship by being honest. Honesty is best policy. I found that it's always best to be honest. It's always best to be honest in the beginning. Now, Ruth doesn't ask me about my past. I don't ask her about her past. And what I mean about that is we decided in the beginning not to bring up the past. Because if I was going through hard times and she was going through hard times, we talk about the past. But I'm talking about, this is what I did when I was 18. This would happen to me all my life. Would be here forever if she had to hear mine. And hers, I'm sure she has a lot of things that whatever. And honestly, why? That doesn't solve any issues. If that person, if you really got to know that person and got to know who they are and what they're about, I think that's really a really important factor in that. And I think that's one thing you really have to look at. Honesty is the best policy. But then again, too, I told her what happened, how many times it's been married, what's going on with this. This is what's going on. This is what happened to me in my life. And as you know, she did the same. This is how many times I've been married, which is none, and mine was one other. So you have to really make that decision what is best. And of course, independence from both partners should have interests and independence, meaning that if she wants to go do her over there, let her be independent, go do that with her turkeys. If I want to go to town and have a cup of coffee, I'll be independent, go do that. If I want to go out in the garage and build something, I'll go out and do that. Having that independence to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and say, but you have to be honest with the other person. Say, hey, I'm going to town and I'm going to do this. And she says, I'm going to go do this. It's like right now, she says, I'm going to go visit sister a bit. Fine, go do that. So independence, laughter. Laughter, laughter, laughter. It's very good to have a good laughter. And laughing at each other, teasing each other up to a certain extent, and don't overload it. You can overload that, you can do it. You have to have that laughter to build that strong bond. Gratitude, of course, is very important. Appreciate each other for what they do. Appreciate for her cooking for me. Appreciate me for what I do for her, whatever that is. But it's true though. Gratitude, showing gratitude, appreciation for each other can maintain a positive, healthy relationship. Of course, growth, you should be always committed to personal interests. You should do everything as a couple that you want to do, and being able to change and open to change is very important in a relationship. Some people are not open to change, and they will not change. I have a friend, he has to have food at a certain time, and if you don't get that food at a certain time, he goes ballistic. And it's like, it drives the lady crazy. Well, we're on the road, and I know we can't eat. We're in the car, so here's the snack. And she has to bring him snacks because he is adamant about a certain time. He's military. They eat a certain time every day. Everything was time driven. So that's the way it is. So, healthy relationship. Top 15 things for a great relationship. God bless everybody, and thank you so much for watching Tom and Ruth Healthy Lifestyle.